subcategory field. What I want to do, subcategory field, I don't want it to be mandatory, so I will make it mandatory false. Visibility, I will say false. Correct?
Yep.
I don't want to change that read only or anything. I just want that the visibility should be false of this field. That is my action is. Actually, this mandatory is also not required. I'm not sure whether that field is mandatory or not. That's fine. But our purpose is to make the field visibility is false and submit it. So I have created the action now, UI policy action. So there are two parts, UI policy and UI policy action. So I have first I have created UI policy, then I have created UI policy action. Now here, if you see the note, make mandatory false because there is another policy which requires subcategory field to be populated. Okay, there is some other policy already exists there. That is why we have created it. Otherwise, we don't touch it. So we submit it. Now let's see how it work. Now everything is fine here. We have done this thing. I think we need to okay, we have to submit it. I will update this also. Let's make sure that it get updated. Now go to the incident, create new. Now if you see, can you see it here? After category, there is no subcategory field here. Because this default value is inquiry and help. If I change it to something else, the subcategory field is started appearing now. If I changed it to anything, that will be there. If I change back to the inquiry help, subcategory field will be disabled. Making sense? What we did and how it's working?
Yeah, that's what we were looking for.
If I select anything other than inquiry or help, the subcategory field become mandatory and it is there. But if I select this, the field will go away. It will hidden. But if you make anything, that field, actually that field is mandatory. That is why we have specified two options there. When it is inquiry and help, we have make two changes there. Mandatory is false and visibility is false because there is some other policy in the backend which is making it mandatory. And in order to avoid that, we have said that like both the mandatory and visibility field false so that it will not create any problem. Working correctly?
Yes.
Can we move to the next?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay. Now we have done this network. It is showing correctly. So everything is fine. Show, save, insert and insert. Show, save, insert and stay button on the form. Now you can also specify the UI properties, means select yes and save yes, insert button. Do you want to make this insert button visible or not on the form? That you can do. So for example, if I go to the system properties and UI properties, and if I select yes to show the save button and insert and stay button on the form, yes, then it will be visible. If I make it no, see new save buttons is appearing here on the form. So right now, if you go, there is no save button here. Can you see it on the incident form? There is no save button.
Yep.
Now, if I want to make that save button here visible, what I will do, I will go to the system properties and UI properties. So let's go system properties, UI properties, and show name. Where is that? Okay. show save insert and stay button on the form. I'll select it yes. Okay, I will save this policy. And now if I go incident, okay, it's not responding. Let's wait. Can you see the save button here?
Yep, I can see it.
Yeah. So this kind of system properties you are changing at the instance level, means it will not for a specific group or user, it is for everyone. If you make any changes on uh, system properties section, then it will be applicable to all the users. Alternate method for adding save button to the form using UI action. Now we have added the save button here with a property change, which is applicable to all the user. But if you do it with the help of UI action, then you can have better control. Okay. Now let's go to the system UI and UI action and see how you can do it with the help of other option. System UI properties. What happened? System UI, sorry, UI actions. Okay, fine. Okay. UI actions. Then search for the name save in the name search field. There are two actually here. 3, 4. Okay. Let's see what you want to search. Sorry. It's not showing. Select the first condition, then give me a minute. Why we are not seeing it here? Show related. Click the funnel icon to expand the smart filter icon builder. Select the first condition, then scroll to the button, then select related field. Select the condition again, select it. Hold on, I'm not, let me go back to all. That is the reason. I was trying to search it in name. Okay, name, all names are there. Okay. Yes. Show related fields. Give me a minute. I will go back and try it again right from the beginning. This is name star save. All save are there. Click the funnel icon to expand the smart filter condition builder. Select the first condition, then scroll. Okay. On the day one, I was talking about this feature was not is now in the new version, but it is there. But you have to click on this icon. Then you can search in this respective column also. Can you see it?
Yep, I can see that.
Yeah. So this can be enabled from here. Sorry, means this is some new enhancement. So if you click on this icon, it will open here, and then you can search in that specific column. Okay, here show related fields. Fine. Okay, anyway, select the first condition again, then select the table. So add two conditions. So we have added one more. Select field contain save. Add two condition. So this show related field contains save, and table is global. Table is global, and comments contain context. So comment content context. Okay. So these three conditions, all of these conditions must be met. So they are all conditions. So let's see, run the filter. We'll run it. So we'll see what we are just searching the records here in this. These are the two things which are, say, save new record. Okay, comment is save new record and redirect back to the self, and save an existing record and redirect back to the current screen, back to the self context version. So these are the two UI actions we are seeing it here. Now, these are the two UI actions or the save button related. Now, what I want to do here, open the global record where the comment is save new record and redirect back to self, that is context version, this one. Okay, I'm opening this UI action. These are the system actions which are already there. Okay, UI action is there, and check from the form button checkbox. What happened? Huh. Here form button checkbox, I have check it and say update. Now let's update it, and then I will come back and I'll tell you what is that form button one is there. So what we did here actually, now we have updated the UI action to include the button on the ServiceNow form when the record has not been saved before. Let's do the same for existing record. So open the global record, the other record, comment field save existing record field is save an existing record and redirect back to the current screen context. So this is the second record, current screen. We'll be doing the same thing here. So what we are doing here, we are updating the UI action to include the save button on the ServiceNow form when the record has not been saved before. What does it mean? If you are creating the record for the first time, then that save button will appear. Okay.
Okay, yep, that makes sense.
Okay, so let's modify the second UI action also. I will say form button. I will enable the form button for this policy also, so that this button will start appearing on the form. Okay, for these two policy only. And I will say update. So what is there? By completing these steps, in addition to enabling the system UI property, all forms will now display the save button in the form header. Keep this in mind when deciding on which strategy to use for implementing this change. So if you don't want to enable it for all the forms, you can do the this option which I'm just talking about. Okay, you want to enable the save button only under certain conditions. But if you want to enable it for all the users and all the forms across the instance, you can go to the system UI properties. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Now let's talk about the business rule. Now we talked about the UI policy and UI action. Is this clear? What is UI policy and what is UI action?
Yeah, I think I got it down.
Okay. I think the earlier example which we have seen is more clear as compared to the second one, that making this particular subcategory field hidden and visible by using UI policy and UI action, right? This one, creating UI
Mm-hmm.
policy for making the subcategory field visible and hidden based on the value in the category field. So this example is more clear as compared to the other one, because there they have a global policy and local things and all that. So in order to understand what is UI policy and UI action, this example, this scenario is better, correct?
Yeah, I would agree.
Okay, so let's go to the next section called business rule. Now, what is the business rule? We are be creating one scenario here again. In this section of the lab, you create the business rule to display an alert. Your incident has been successfully submitted to everyone who submits the incident. So when user submit the create an incident, I want one business rule should get triggered. And when the user submit the incident, the record goes to the server. It is stored in the database commit the transaction, confirm that response. That time the business rule will say your record is submitted successfully. This is what my requirement is. If there is any issue in submitting the record in the database because of any reason, if database is not available, there is some network error, or there is some unique key violation on the server, anything because of any reason, if the record is not get submitted or stored in the database, then this business rule will not trigger. It will not show that message that your record is submitted successfully. Clear what is the requirement is?
Yep.
Means I want this message should come only when the transaction is successfully committed in the database. So let's see how it can be done. So what we'll go to the incident, create new, and we'll configure the business rule from there itself. So let's go here. I will first delete this incident, create new. Go here, configure business rule. Correct, configure business rule. I am creating the new rule. So click on new button. The name is alert incident submitted. I'll say confirmation incident submitted. Okay. Sorry. It is on incident table. When to run? Before, after, async, display. I told you, right? You want, when you want to run this rule, before submitting or after submitting? I want it after submitting because I want to give the confirmation.
Right.
Can you guess any business rule which should go before submit?
Something that needs to be approved by the administrator, I suppose.
Yeah. Or for example, if you want to show the message, you are going to submit the new incident, which will be chargeable to you. Are you sure you want to submit? That kind of message is
Right.
example of before submitting. If you say no, it will come back.
Okay.
But now I want here the message should get a confirmation that incident is submitted. So that will I select here after. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, insert is check. Why it is not responding? Okay, when to run? So I check that insert checkbox. Then message on the action tab. So when to submit? When to submit means after insert. Okay, I'm saying incident when to some. Okay, what? We're in the business rule, right? Okay, confirmation incident submitted. Okay, it is on insert. There is no condition I want to put here. Okay, because for every incident which is submitting, I want this business rule need to be run. That is why I'm not putting any condition. If I want to give this message only for critical priority ticket, you can put the condition here. But now here I don't want any condition. I want everything, for every incident it should get executed. That is why I'm not putting any condition here. But it should run when the record get inserted. That is the only condition, when the record get inserted. Clear?
Yes. That sounds good.
Sorry.
I said, yeah, that's pretty clear.
Okay. So insert action tab. What is action I want to take? Add message. What message I want? Your incident has been successfully submitted. I'll put it here. Your incident has been successfully submitted. Correct? Add message. This is the message. And submit. I created the record. Now let's see whether this incident rule works or not. So in incident, create new. I will put something here. System. Why it is not coming here? Any guess? Matching things not coming. Any guess?
Do you not have it linked to the right table, perhaps, or it's just
Capital.
capitalized?
Yes, it is case sensitive. So unless you give this yes capital, it will not show the matching result. Okay, I'm creating one incident. Caller Berthaglin. Okay, let's take another person. It will work for any user, but we'll take this. What is the spelling? BETH. Okay. BETH. Bethaglin. So I'm creating the incident for him. Test. Submission. Confirmation. Business rule. Correct? Submit. Your incident has been successfully submitted. Coming up here.
Yep.
Do you want to try some other business rule before and something like that? But fine, like you can explore it a little bit later. Seeing the business rule after a rule message after you submit the incident is not always helpful. So in this section of the lab, we'll deactivate the business rule and then create the new client script to display the alert, check the knowledge base before logging an incident. And there we'll say before. Now we have created it after, correct? Now I want to create something which is a client side script and it will execute before something. Okay. Getting my point?
Yeah, that makes sense. So this is just going to link people to the knowledge base before it
Correct.
submits, essentially. Yeah.
Correct. So I want it to be run before. So let's do that. We'll open the new incident and create the business rule there. Let's create a new incident. Configure. Business rule. Okay, so this is the business rule which we just created now. Okay, we'll make it disable. How you can make it disable? Active is true means it is enabled. We'll make it disable. We don't want this to run, so you can just make it disable. We'll change that. This, if I remove this active, it means that this particular business rule is now disabled. Okay, so this business rule will no more trigger. Let's go to the incident, create new, and we'll configure another this one now, client script. Okay, now we'll go configure client script. Actually, there is no need to configure disable that business rule because that run anyway after submission. But this is another example which you can use with the help of client script. Okay. What client script we want? That before the incident submission, we want that client script to display the alert, check the knowledge base before logging the incident. So how do you do that? We go to the incident, create new, configure client script, new. So I want to create the new client script. I'll go here. Then here you have to actually write the client script. Are you good at client side scripting or something?
Yeah, I've had some experience with programming in school. So
okay, good. I'm not good at that. because I left the programming long back. Okay. Uh, Client script new, fill out the client script form as follow. So this script, we can write it like this. Name is alert check knowledge base. Okay. Type is onload. So here it is a type onload. Okay. And script. So replace what was auto populated with the following script. Under script function onload. Since you select onload here, it is taking that function onload. And here I have to put something. Anyway, this is a comment. So I can add something here. Alert. What alert I want? Check the knowledge base before submitting the incident, right? Check the knowledge base before submitting the incident. I think now, is this correct now? Script, my script is correct.
Yeah, I think you just need a semicolon at the end of just
Is it?
outside your parentheses.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, there you go.
Now things good. Okay, good. I'll just submit it. So my client script is ready. Okay, and my client script will run on onload. Now let's go and create the new incident. Create new. Hold on. It should execute. This is this. That's why I was waiting for this.
Yeah.
Okay. So when this client script running on load of this form, I think that form was not loaded fully. That's why it was not appearing. So when the form loaded on the form, it the client script get executed. So you need not click on submit and then that message will come. It is on load means on load of the form. So when the form get loaded, it will first that message say check the knowledge base before submitting the incident. It comes along with the spelling mistake which I made here. Okay, looks good. What is client script now? Just a minute. Sorry. Okay, so that onload means the when form get unload, when the form get loaded, this message is coming, this client script is executing, and it is showing the required messages. Now we'll deactivate this client script also. So If you go to the configure client script again, okay, configure client script, updated Z to A, alert check knowledge base, and we'll make it disable. Why we are making it disable? Because it should not interfere with our other activities. So that's why whatever we created, we just disable it. Update. Okay, looks good.
Yeah, it looks good.
So